So energetic hygiene, we can start talking about it if you want.
Yeah. It's, Michael Beckwith, who is the head pastor of Agape here in LA, he's pretty well known or amazingly well known, but he says that always our energy is our frequency, and our energy, that's the currency of the universe. And protecting our energy and our vibration is the most important thing we can do to create and attract and live our lives that way. And especially recently, even like last night, I've been working on this journal for a while now called the Manifest Your Dreams Journal. And I've been just trying different things. And I took some of the old HMI money symbols that we would do in the mental bank, which for those that are HMIers know the mental bank, but I also expanded upon it, and that plays a much smaller role in it than initially. But what's really coming up a lot in my own life is like, where is my internal frequency at? Am I stuck in worry? Am I overthinking? Or am I letting that frequency just build into more, love and joy and higher vibrational thoughts? And that's really been on my mind a lot. And so I think it's a good thing to talk about.
And it's measurable. It's not just airy-fairy speak. When you talk about higher vibration, when we're in a positive emotion, we've talked about this, when we're in a positive emotion, we're 30% more intelligent. It doesn't mean we get smarter. It kind of just means when we're blocked from that height, when we drop down into negative emotion, chemically we're blocked from our natural intelligence. So the atoms actually move faster, so you're less dense. There's more space to breathe. There's more space in your body between the molecules when you are in a higher feeling. That's why they call it feeling high.
Yeah. Also because emotions are energy motion. So if you avoid your emotions, even if negative, it doesn't flow anymore. And then, of course, as we know, our mind connected to our body, emotional body, the emotion itself gets stuck in the thought itself. So it's not moving anymore, and is actually making you stay still, and it's making you stay, in a position where you don't want to be, because the energy is not flowing anymore. That's why people get ill also in the body. They get, they get pain everywhere because they avoid and neglect their emotions. That is energy in motion. So this is one of the points for me of energy hygiene, to leave every emotion with truthful sensations, not to manipulate them, because the emotion is energy. You can manipulate it in a positive way, but at the same time, it has to be truthful, to be flowing in the right way.
Interesting, Francesca, when you said the word stuck, literally the internet got stuck. and then it got unstuck. Chemically, that's where scientifically chemicals and what we call feelings or vibration or frequency, that's where scientifically it comes together. Because we know hypnosis, when you look at it from a chemical perspective, when you have a thought, hypnotically it's associated with an emotion. The more emotion you have with a thought, the more it gets embedded into your brain, whether it's more big good emotion or more big bad emotion, right? That's what PTSD is. It's such an instant big bad emotion that you can't stop thinking about it. So we learn because thought gets connected to emotion. If that's a negative emotion, we cannot think higher than we feel. So feelings matter because it gives us access to how creative we can be, right?
Exactly.
Glenn,
Totally.
You said that this vibration that we have, these feelings that we have, which are chemicals that get released in our brain, so it has access to our immune system and instantly has an effect. You said that that's our currency. And when you look at that amazing word currency, current and present are also the same word. Current energy flow. Current, currency, present, flow, energy flow, and being present. Really good choice of words.
So when I think about, did you say that, Francesca? Emotions are energy in motion? Is that?
Yes. It's actually the etymology of the word emotion, energy in motion. That's truly what it means, emotion. Emozione.
We need
Say in Italian.
That's really cool. We need merch that says emotions are energy in motion. And that's a really cool way of looking at it, because when we think about it, if we're stuck in a negative self-belief, those emotions are energy in motion. It's negative energy in motion, just bringing us more of exactly what we don't want, even if that's just a feeling we're having. And if we shift to a higher frequency, well, those emotions will put positive energy in motion and really shift our experience. And that is such a simple way to break it down and remember it.
But the truthful sensation is important, because of course we can manipulate the emotion from negative into positive, but if there is avoidance, there is no alignment between mind and emotions, between the brain and the emotional and the gut and the emotional part of our body. So the truth creates the alignment, and the alignment creates manifestation of recognition of what you feel and why, where is it coming from, and that's how you can clean your energy, not repeating the same situations to feel in a certain way, or it's emotional intelligence. Without truth of navigating your emotions, there is no alignment between mind and body and emotions. So yes, manifestation doesn't happen. This is for life, work, and love, everything.
Francesca, your mom is so lucky to have you there right now at this point in her life, because you are just so spot on clear, both of you guys. And I want to take, because we're talking at a very high frequency and it sounds very conceptual, I want to take, if it's okay with you, these concepts of cleaning your energy, getting to a higher vibration, emotions, right? Energy, emotion, and apply it to some life that somebody just tuning in who's like, what the F are you guys talking about? Right? Somebody can tune in and be like, okay, well then how do I, normal person, get from feeling crappy and stuck to feeling better? How do I make that leap without drugs or alcohol or how do I get there for real? Yep.
The first step, watch this. Watch what we say. Watch our words. Our language is the very first step to changing our frequency.
Like example, what?
We're using our words, bitch, moan, and
Me, I'm always aware of what I say, even if it's hard and I'm very direct. I never regret what I say.
I know.
That's true. That's true. But what? Okay, so you.
No, but if I do regret, I always say it. So we can be truthful also after having done a mistake. It's not that we need to be truthful in the right moment, because sometimes we're overwhelmed. But to be honest with ourselves is very important in these cases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And being honest with yourself never means you need to convince the other person to give you permission to feel how you feel. You just feel it. You don't need to defend your. And Glenn, I want to go back to what you're saying. So if the real person question here is, okay, so I'm supposed to go from feeling bad to feeling good. How do I get there without drugs or alcohol? And you, Glenn, said, very wisely, watch what you're saying. What do you mean by that?
What I mean is that we are on autopilot with our language. Words matter. With your words, you can have somebody fall in love with you. With your words, you can have somebody never want to speak to you again. You can destroy a relationship with your words. Now, the relationship we have with ourselves can either be enhanced or destroyed with our own words that we speak about our life, about ourselves, and the words about our thoughts. It is so important to guard and be aware of what we speak. If we think about the power of words, right? For those that are more religious than others, what did God say? He said, let there be light. He didn't think, let there be light, right? He spoke into the universe. Well, we speak into ourselves. We want to make it just really practical. We speak into ourselves all day long, our vibration. through limiting beliefs, through bitching and complaining, through things that we focus on that aren't really the truth about us. You know, when we speak not from our true voice, which means self-deprecating or speaking our limitations or putting ourselves down or just having a low frequency perspective on life.
Yeah,
When
and beautiful, Glenn. So, Sandy. Yeah,
when people
I
catch
believe.
themselves, oh, go ahead, Francesca.
No, sorry,
We're out of practice.
Sandy, because I think the connection is a bit slow today, so I talk over you. No, just to finish what Glenn said is important. Yes, we can fall in love with words, but they always have to be truthful. That's why when there is a certain connection, and can be by soul, by essence, by energy, the words have the double of effect, because they come from a conscious vibration, which is about being present and speaking from your heart. Maybe they're all only within you, but because they come from your heart and they're truthful, because you feel them in you, they have so much more power than people, of course. They repeat words of others, and maybe they just memorize them to express thoughts that are not personal. So I believe words are always powerful if personal. That's my opinion. Of course, we rephrase the things we love, that, you know, that caught our attention, but has to be always conscious and real. Otherwise, it doesn't have the same effect, in my opinion.
You're so very right, and people misunderstand what you're saying. They say, but my truth is, I'm right and you're wrong. So the truth is, you're a jerk and you're no good, and I can tell you all the things that are true about what's wrong with you right now and what's right. So people misunderstand what authenticity really is. And if I can give a real life example of that, I'm going to give a real life, something people can touch and take away. So my son is a teenager now. Everything changes. Glenn, you're ahead of me on that. But he turned 13 in April, and wow, what a difference in this human being. He's bigger than I am now. So he needs school supplies. School starts actually tomorrow here in New York. And so it was the other day. And he said, Mom, you got to get my school supplies. I said, whoa. I said, first of all, it came in an email, which you missed, which is fine. I copied it all with all the links, and I texted it to you like 2 weeks ago. No, you didn't. I don't have, how am I going to go to school? Okay. So I said, Brody, whoa, we're talking pencils here. Hold on a second. Hold on. Just look at your text. You didn't text me. I definitely did. Just go back in your text, all the links to the school supplies for 8th grade. You didn't text me! I'm like, this is a fight? So anyway, in 2 days, he's not talking to me. Now he's packing up and moving in with Grandma and Grandpa in Florida because I'm a no good mom. Okay? And so understand the concept here. 2 days later, Jen, my partner, showed him, here's how you search out a text. If you just put in the word school or something, it should come up. And so he goes, oh, crap, my mom's right. She texted.
Yeah.
So he comes to me and he apologizes. Sorry. And I said, hold on. That's not an apology that fits this conversation at all. You're only apologizing because I happen to be right and you happen to be wrong. But this was never a conversation about right and wrong. And what if I were wrong? What if I thought I texted? What if it didn't go through? What if I were wrong? You should still be apologizing, not because you were wrong, but because you changed the conversation. And here's where I want to get clear, Francesca, because you and Glenn are both right in that we need to change this talk and self-talk. But he started a fight about right or wrong, and I was talking about what are our school supplies. You see, so and he fought so hard. And I said to him, when you find yourself angry and upset, ask yourself, what am I fighting for here? Because at the end of that line, it was about being right. And that was never going to get us school supplies. Now, I know it's a simple, example, but his truth was, I am right. And I said, I don't care about that. Truth of where we're going. Because it's the best case scenario, winning right, or is the best case scenario having loose leaf paper? You see?
Yeah, so true. Yeah.
When you can pause, and I think this is what Glenn's trying to say, find yourself in any situation saying, what am I going for? What's my purpose? Because too many people's truths go wrong when they're trying to prove rightness because they're right. That's not what your
Yes.
truth is. Your truth is feeling good. Your truth is feeling clear, and you don't need somebody else's permission for you to feel good. So I didn't need to prove to him that I was right. I didn't pull up the text. I let him figure that out because it was more important for him to understand the concept of when you're in a conversation, what are you going for? Did that make sense?
Absolutely. To be right and to be, it means to be open to every possibility that you might change your mind because new informations or another information comes out, and you have to be intelligent enough to adapt to more truth that is coming through. This is very important also in families because we see how many misunderstandings we have even in love matters when I do couple therapy. So there are lots of issues related to this, that they have to be right, forcing to be right, and it never works because there is no openness, as you said, Sandy.
Yeah, so really good question for Glenn. So curious to know how we can catch ourselves and our mind when we are destructive in these exact moments. How would you respond to a client, Glenn?
It 100% comes down to awareness, finding pause. Now, I have a session I do where the literal image I give the client is in their hand, is a remote control, but with one button only. And that button is a pause button. And anytime you feel yourself starting to react, you visualize you're holding in the hand that remote and you press pause to keep you from going into fight or flight. That is the key. And the more we develop that muscle, the easier it gets, because you start to feel those emotions come on. You start to feel that energy, and it's like, pause. Okay. That awareness, it's the key for shifting.
Because it stops you from reacting. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, it's a good technique. I've done a few sessions like that, installing a remote control into their hands with just it's a great. The mind can really hold on to that image.
Can I add to that? Can I add to that? Forevermore, we can both use this.
Yeah.
Have them hold their actual phone in their hand and pretend it's that remote, because now hypnotically the phone will be associated with pause.
Yeah. Figure that in. That's very good as well. Absolutely.
And also we can avoid, thanks to this awareness that Glenn and Sandy just shared, we can also avoid being manipulated at work, in our surrounding, because the awareness is key for expansion of your energy, because there is no interruption from the external, because you are aware. That doesn't mean that you have to merge with everything and everyone, but at least you are in a position of knowing, which is very important.
When I work with people on food cravings, I tell them this: you know you're on when you crave things like, and these are mine, so you'll have different ones, but I know when I'm on when I crave carrots or avocado. That's when I know I'm on a good track. If I start craving sweets and bready things, that's when I know I'm on a bad. So these are just indicators. So when it comes to indicators in conversation, if you find yourself defending your position, you are off. You are off. You never need their permission to feel how you feel. If you're defending, you're off.
Yeah. You don't need to ask permission to feel what you feel, or same time, why not defending? If I never avoid conflict, guys. So maybe not avoiding conflict can be seen as defensive, but it's actually being present to open discussions, which is a conflict, is diversity. And so I believe it's important to not to get defensive, but to be open to expand what is meant in the moment. So we can go deep in this if you want, because what is for you defensive necessarily?
We can state clearly our position. We can stay in our lane and be expressive about it, but it's different than defensive. Defensive is weak.
Of course.
Yeah. Defensive is a weak position. Very.
Can be mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just right. It's a clarifying statement is not defensive.
Yeah.
Monitor, our frequency, our vibration in our conversations with other people and ourselves. We have coming up, in 2-3 more months, it already is. We're upside down, as it already is, all the same political stuff. It's just I am doing everything I can to completely detach and not watch any of them talk. I don't want that frequency in my life. It's the frequency of politics has really turned into a frequency of hatred.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
I don't care which side you want. I can point out really low vibrational people on both sides of this fence. And I don't think one than the other. And I think that we need to shift out of that, out of that low level vibration.
So
restrictions. Yeah.
It's just the timing of the internet sluggishness, so we keep jumping on each other. But if anybody's going to jump on me, Francesca, you're welcome to. So listen, 2 things we can there was a delay. 2 things we can take with us to use as tools. Well, 3. Glenn, your remote control is amazing with the pause button. Thank you for that. And recognizing if we're defending or how we're feeling, just check in with your emotion. It doesn't even have to be about the behavior. If it doesn't feel good, see, I got a thumbs up. If it doesn't feel good, use your pause button. And here's, if I can offer one more before we hang up on each other, one of many, 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 many ways we can get to a higher vibration, a very specific thing you can do, not after you screwed it up, but before it ever gets screwed up. It's called microcosmic orbit breathing. You can look it up. There are many ways to define and describe how to do it. I'll tell you one way. Somebody might say, well, I know this, and you said it wrong, Sandy. You can't get it wrong as long as it feels good when you're doing it, okay? So different ways to do it. But essentially what you do, and you can do this now, we'll do it in a minute or less. You imagine it's an infinity shape. Use your mind's eye to trace a golden light up over your belly button, over your belly. You're breathing as you imagine this rising and rising. You're tracing with your fingertip of your mind's eye a golden light over your chest, and it goes right to the front of your neck. Take it slow. Take it through your neck, all the way to the back. So now you're tracing with the fingertip of your mind this golden light. It's at the back of your neck. It goes up the back of your neck, over the top of your head. That's such a beautiful place. It's your crown chakra, which is 1,000-petaled lotus, and you can see all the limiting beliefs just releasing like petals blowing in the wind. The golden light goes over top of your head, down the forehead, and it spills into your third eye. And you're going to love this, because as your mind's eye traces with its delicate and knowing fingertip right to your third eye, it opens, it spills in. This golden light spills in, and it drips down. You catch it on the tip of your tongue. And then you swallow it, and watch this in slow motion. It goes down your throat slowly to the back, behind your neck, spills down your spine, all the way down the spine. And it presses down and out any tensions, any old limiting beliefs. This golden light goes down the spine, clears the nervous system, clears the body. Anything you don't need spills out the tailbone, washes out your legs, and then more golden light flushes between your legs around the front, and it's an infinity sign. So it goes up the belly. Now I'm going faster. It goes up the belly, through the neck to the back. Back of the neck, over the head, down the forehead, right into the third eye. Swallow it down with your tongue. Down your throat, down the back, down the spine. It circulates through your body. If you do this visualization, even if you're walking with your eyes open, but especially if you're sitting with your eyes closed, 7 minutes max, microcosmic orbit breathing, it completely shifts your energy, raises your vibration, and gets you so locked into that energetic hygiene that everywhere you go, it's like the seas part for you all day, and it's not luck. It's alignment.
Yeah. and it helps, bravissima Sandy, I loved it, very clear, simple and fast, but also it helps you to be present and to awaken truly and to do this transcendental meditation while you walk, while you walk, it's the best way because you have time, you can focus on this instead of thinking and talking to yourself negatively, and you do transcendental meditation where you detach from your body and you work with your energy.
Nice.
Yeah.
So energetic hygiene, you brush your teeth, you wash your face, hopefully you use deodorant, clean up your energy before you screw up the situations and you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And world, stop watching political crap and stop talking about it. Just stop it. Vote and shut up, everybody. Vote, shut up. That would solve the world's problems. That's it.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Yes.
I love you guys so much. What did we accomplish today?
We talked about...
Well, we said very powerful things about energetical hygiene, and hopefully, yes, I would talk, of course, another half an hour, guys, but we said we make it shorter, so it's time.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'm reading what you said. I mostly imagine myself in a huge transparent orbit. That's lovely. Huge transparent orbit around me that everything will just touch and that reflects back and never gets inside, like I'm an observer. Yeah. Yeah, you're in your own clear space. I love that. Thank you for sharing it.
Yes, absolutely. All right, you guys, we will see all of you very soon. So watch your energy. Pay attention to what we say about ourselves and the world around us, and like a little more beautiful.
Really good.
And,
brush your teeth and wash your energy.
You will understand the power of your energy once you focus on the actual energy you possess. So it doesn't come for granted. There is work to do. Instead of working to the external, work within and see what happens. Yes.
Really good. In the last minute, we've had almost 1,000 people join us. So just know we are going to post this really enlightening conversation on YouTube, the Three Ways Podcast, also on the podcast platforms. So in the next week or so, I have 2 of them to upload. So if you're just joining this conversation, we're so happy to have you here. It was awesome. You missed it. And go look for it in the next few days on YouTube.
But he came in late today. You're right.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing your thoughts also, friends. Yeah.
You guys. Really good. Three Ways Podcast. Lots of them already uploaded. This one will be uploaded within the next week or so. Really good.
Yes.
We'll see you guys. Yay, Dream Team. Love you guys.
All right.
Team, guys, adore you, and it's so nice to see you. Can't wait to see you next week.